Summer of 1916. Europe is at war. In a quiet settlement just outside Budapest, workers pry open a large metal barrel. It's sitting in the yard of an ordinary house. No crowds, no chaos, just a heavy metal lid being forced open. Inside, the body of a woman. Silence, and this was only the beginning. At the beginning of the 20th century, Europe was changing fast. Newspapers were everywhere. Railroads connected cities. People were constantly on the move, chasing opportunity. Personal ads were common back then. Widows placed them. Lonely women answered them. Some were looking for stability. Some were looking for love. Some just didn't want to be alone anymore. There were no background checks. No centralized records. No easy way to verify who someone really was. If a woman left town to marry a man in another region, she could disappear, and no one would know what happened. Someone understood how easy that was to exploit. At the time, Cincota was a small settlement outside Budapest. Quiet streets, modest homes, working-class families. Among them lived a tinsmith named Bela Kiss. Born in 1877, steady job, lived alone, no criminal record, no public scandals, just an ordinary man. From time to time, women arrived at his house. They came with suitcases. They stayed for a while, and then they were gone. No screams reported, no obvious fights, no police complaints. Meanwhile, he kept working. He made metal containers, large barrels, the kind found in his yard. When investigators searched the property, they found stacks of letters. He had placed personal ads in newspapers. He described himself as respectable, stable, financially secure, serious about marriage. Women wrote back. Many were widows. Some had small inheritances. Some were simply desperate for a fresh start. They traveled willingly. They trusted him, and they vanished. Later forensic examinations determined the cause of death. Strangulation, the same method, again and again. Ad, letters, meeting, silence. This continued from 1903 to 1914. More than 10 years. When the second barrel was opened, investigators realized this wasn't an accident. When the third was opened, they realized it was a pattern. In total, there were 24 bodies in the yard, 23 women, and 1 man. The bodies had been preserved in alcohol. He didn't try to get rid of them. He stored them. One of the earliest documented serial killing cases in Europe. By the time the bodies were discovered, Bela Kiss was serving in the army. The First World War was raging. At first, the military reported that he had died in Serbia. Later, that turned out to be false. He had been recovering in a military hospital. Detectives went to question him. He had disappeared just days earlier. Most likely, he deserted. Over the years, there were alleged sightings. France, possibly even the United States. None were confirmed. He was never arrested, never tried in court. No official record of his death exists. By 1918, the Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed. Borders shifted. Governments changed. Records were lost. Millions of soldiers were missing in action. In the chaos of a world war, it was surprisingly easy to disappear. And somewhere inside that chaos, Bela Kiss vanished. Empires fell. Maps were redrawn. Entire generations were lost. But unlike countless soldiers who never came home, his name did not fade into anonymity. He wasn't officially killed in battle. He wasn't executed. He wasn't imprisoned. More than 100 years have passed. We know what happened in his yard. We know how his victims died. We know how long he operated. We just don't know how it ended. So what do you think? Did he truly die somewhere in the war? Or did he use a global catastrophe to quietly become someone else? Did he really die in the war, lost among millions of missing soldiers, just another name on an endless list? Or did he see an opportunity in the chaos, hide behind a uniform, a battlefield, someone else's death, and use the war to erase his past and start over under a different name?